Cause I can't breathe. If you want to cheat on me and have a girlfriend, she should be the girlfriend. No.
Tonight, the family of a Prince George's County woman is desperate for answers. Karen Dunlap, a popular social media influencer, left home last fall on a trip to Ohio, but she never returned home. Investigators found her body in Cleveland a week and a half ago, but they have no clues on what happened to her.
On January 18th, 2025, the body of Karen Dunlap, a 30-year-old social media influencer from Maryland, was discovered in an abandoned house in Cleveland, Ohio. Authorities were called to location after a tip-off, where they found her remains in a decomposed state. The house had been vacant for years, with no immediate signs of forced entry or struggle. What really happened to Karen Dunlap? Who was she last with? And why did her vibrant online presence suddenly go silent? Her family demands answers, but the deeper they dig, the darker the truth becomes. Karen had been missing for weeks before her discovery. Her family last heard from her in November 2024, when she was still active on social media. However, her post suddenly stopped on January 1st, 2025. Concerned, her mother, Karen Jones, repeatedly tried to contact her, but her calls went unanswered. Investigators initially suspected an overdose, but Karen's mother dismissed this theory, stating that her daughter did not use drugs.
Suspected that it was an overdose. I said my daughter's never used hard drugs in my talk to anybody. I will stake my life that the toxicology is going to come back, that she did not have any hard drugs in her system.
A toxicology report is still pending, and the exact cause of death remains unknown. Karen was believed to have traveled to Cleveland for an audition for the reality show Baddies Midwest, but this has not been confirmed. Her family has since traveled to Cleveland, distributing flyers and questioning locals to gather information on her last known movements.
Why was she in Cleveland? We don't have any connection to Cleveland at all, and we didn't know why. We didn't even know she was out of the state of Maryland.
Hi everyone. So this is a TikTok call to action, TikTok call to help, whatever. I really need you guys' help. I think something really bad happened to my sister. Her name is Raina. She has a big following on Twitter. She has about 87,000 followers on Twitter, under the NUDE Queen. And I'm just looking for anybody that has been in contact with her or that has heard from her in the past month. It's very, very important. Because something bad has happened to her, and we're trying to figure out what happened. If anybody knows anything, please message me and let me know. I'm really counting on you guys. I know that this app is gonna get deleted tomorrow, but please, if anybody has any information, can let me know, please. I would really appreciate it. Please just message me on here so we can find out. Thank you.
Many of you enjoy our true crime stories, but haven't subscribed yet. If you find our content engaging and insightful, please consider subscribing to our channel. Your support not only encourages us, but also helps spread awareness and make a difference in people's lives. Before we begin, drop a comment below. Where are you watching from? What are your thoughts as this story unfolds? Because your voice matters. These are real lives, real tragedies, and real lessons that we can't afford to ignore. Welcome to True Crime Tales, where we uncover the stories that lurk in the shadows, the crimes that shake communities, the betrayals no one saw coming, and the horrifying truths hidden behind closed doors. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss the twists, the revelations, and the chilling reality of the cases we bring to you every day. Now, let's begin. Karen Dunlap was born in 1995 in Maryland. She lived with her mother, Karen Jones, and her younger sister, Kira Dunlap. Her father was not around, so her mother worked hard to take care of her daughters. Kara was a happy and playful child. She loved fashion, makeup, and taking pictures. When she was little, she would sit in front of a mirror, trying on different clothes and pretending to be a model. She loved watching beauty shows on TV and dreamed of becoming famous one day. Karen also loved social media. When she got her first phone at age 10, she started taking pictures and making fun videos with her sister. She enjoyed sharing her ideas and showing her creativity. Even as a child, she knew she wanted to inspire people and make them feel confident. Her mother always told her to work hard and believe in herself. She supported Karen's dreams and encouraged her to follow her passion. When Karen became a teenager, she became even more interested in beauty and fashion. She spent hours watching makeup tutorials, styling her hair, and learning about the latest fashion trends. At 16 years old, Karen started experimenting with different looks. She would dress up and take pictures, showing off her style. She also began helping her friends with their makeup and clothes, giving them advice on how to look their best. Karen was confident and friendly. She loved talking to people and making them feel good about themselves. Her friends often asked her for tips on makeup and fashion, and she was always happy to help. After finishing high school, Karen decided to focus on social media. She wanted to turn her passion into a career and inspire others to feel beautiful and confident. At 24 years old, Karen started her own YouTube channel, Instagram page, and TikTok account. She began posting videos about beauty, makeup, and self-confidence. Some of the things she shared included how to do makeup step by step, fashion tips for every occasion, how to take care of your skin and hair, how to be confident and love yourself. Karen became known as the Nude Queen because she loved wearing neutral-colored outfits. She believed that natural beauty was the best kind of beauty. Many young women looked up to her and followed her advice. Brands and companies noticed Karen's talent. She started working with fashion and beauty brands, promoting their products on her page. This helped her make money from social media, turning her hobby into a full-time job. Even though Karen was becoming famous, she never forgot her family. She remained very close to her mother and sister. Karen would call her mom every day and check in on her sister. She also helped her family financially, sending money to her mother to pay for bills and other expenses. Her mother was very proud of her success, but also worried about her safety. She always reminded Karen to be careful and trust the right people. Karen promised that one day she would buy a big house for her mother and sister. She wanted to give them a better life and make all their dreams come true. Karen Dunlap was a talented and hardworking woman. She followed her dreams and built a successful career in social media. She inspired thousands of people and was loved by many. But something went wrong in her journey. She disappeared, and later, her body was found in an abandoned house. Her family is still searching for answers. They want to know what really happened to Karen. The story of Karen Dunlap is not over yet. Until the truth is found, her family will keep fighting for justice. In November 2024, Karen Dunlap, a 30-year-old social media influencer from Maryland, informed her sister, Kira Dunlap, that she was traveling to Cleveland, Ohio. She did not provide full details about the trip, but mentioned that it was for a big opportunity. Karen was an active social media personality with over 100,000 followers across different platforms. She was known for her fashion and beauty content. Many people speculate that she traveled to Cleveland to audition for the reality show Baddies Midwest, a show that gained popularity for featuring social media influencers and aspiring entertainers. She continued posting updates and engaging with her followers, but she never shared who she was meeting in Cleveland or where she planned to stay. She only mentioned that she was excited about what was ahead. Karen packed her bags, left Maryland, and traveled to Cleveland. She did not provide her family with further details about her location or the people she was with. Karen remained active online after arriving in Cleveland. She continued posting on her social media accounts, sharing selfies, short video clips, and text updates. She kept in touch with some of her followers, responding to messages and engaging with comments. Her last known activity was on January 1st, 2025. On that day, she suddenly stopped posting on all platforms. There were no further updates, no responses to messages, and no interactions with her followers. Her mother, Karen Jones, attempted to contact her multiple times. She made several phone calls, all of which went unanswered. She also sent text messages, but there was no reply. Her sister, Dunlap, also tried reaching out. Karen's phone was either off or not in use. Days passed, and there was still no communication from Karen. As time went on, her social media followers noticed her absence and started asking about her whereabouts. Some assumed she was taking a break, while others grew concerned. Her mother then started contacting Karen's friends to ask if they had heard from her. None of them had spoken to her since the end of December 2024. With no updates from Karen and no recent online activity, her family became increasingly concerned. She had never gone this long without communicating with her mother or sister. At this point, Karen was officially missing, and her family was left with unanswered questions about her last known movements. After weeks of silence from Karen Dunlap, her family became increasingly worried. She had not answered calls or messages from her mother or sister. Her last post on social media was on January 1st, 2025, after which she completely stopped communicating. Her mother, Karen Jones, and her sister, Dunlap, first tried reaching out to her friends. No one had seen or spoken to her. They called hospitals, checked her apartment, and even tried tracking her last online activities, but nothing gave them a clear answer. Seeing no other option, they officially reported her missing to the police. Law enforcement officers opened an investigation, but they had very little information. Karen was an adult, and sometimes missing adults turn up safe after a while. However, her family insisted something was wrong. Meanwhile, Karen's social media followers started asking questions. Some noticed her sudden absence and started commenting on her old posts. They asked, "Where are you and why haven't you posted?" But there was no response. Rumors began to spread. Some believed she was taking a break, while others suspected something bad had happened. On January 18th, 2025, police received a tip-off about a body in an abandoned house in Cleveland, Ohio. Officers were dispatched to the vacant property to investigate. Upon arrival, they entered the house carefully. It was dark, empty, and in poor condition. Inside, they discovered a female body in a decomposed state. The body was later identified as Karen Dunlap. Her family was immediately notified about the discovery. The news confirmed their worst fears. Karen had been missing for weeks, and now she was found dead in an abandoned house far from home. The case shifted from a missing persons investigation to a suspicious death inquiry. The abandoned house where Karen's body was found had been vacant for a long time. It had broken windows, damaged floors, and no electricity. It was not a place where someone would normally stay. The house showed no signs of forced entry, meaning Karen may have entered willingly or was let inside. Some of her belongings were missing, including her phone and wallet. No visible signs of a struggle were found, but police noted that Karen's body was too decomposed to immediately determine a cause of death. There was no clear evidence of violence at the scene. When the police arrived at the scene, they examined the body and checked for evidence inside the abandoned house. Since no visible injuries were found on her body, investigators considered the possibility of a drug overdose. Police believe she may have taken something harmful or been given substances unknowingly. The house was empty, and no one was there when she was found. Since there were no clear signs of physical harm, the police needed to confirm if drugs or toxins were involved. Her body was sent for an autopsy, and samples were collected for a toxicology test. This test would show if there were any harmful substances in her system before she died. The toxicology report was not immediately available and could take weeks to complete. No broken bones, cuts, or bruises were found on her body. There was no evidence of a struggle inside the house. Investigators did not find weapons or any clear signs of violence. Karen's mother, Karen Jones, strongly disagreed with the overdose theory. She told the police that her daughter was not involved with drugs.
Suspected that it was an overdose. I said my daughter's never used hard drugs in my talk to anybody. I will stake my life that the toxicology is going to come back, that she did not have any hard drugs in her system.
Her mother said Karen was very careful about what she ate and drank. She had no history of drug use or risky behavior. She focused on her career, social media, and helping her family. The family did not believe Karen ended up in the abandoned house by herself. They suspected someone else was involved, but they had no proof. They questioned how she got there and who she was last seen with. The family decided to raise money for an independent autopsy. A private autopsy would help confirm the real cause of death. The family also hired a private investigator to find out what really happened. Investigators sealed off the area and began collecting evidence. They spoke with local residents to see if anyone saw or heard anything suspicious in the past few weeks. However, because the house was abandoned, there were no immediate witnesses to her last moments. Karen's body was taken for autopsy, where forensic experts would determine the cause of death, homicide, accident, or overdose, the time of death, to estimate how long she had been there, whether there were any drugs or toxins in her system. Police also started looking into her last known movements before she disappeared, who she was with in Cleveland, who reported the tip-off about the body. The biggest questions remained unanswered. How did Karen end up in that house? Who was she last seen with? Was her death natural, accidental, or intentional? Police began reviewing surveillance footage from streets, clubs, and stores in Cleveland, phone records to see who she last contacted, social media activity to find clues about where she was staying. After the police confirmed Karen Dunlap's death, her mother and sister refused to stay silent. They wanted to find out what really happened. The police had not named any suspects, and they still did not know how Karen ended up in an abandoned house. Karen's mother, Karen Jones, and her younger sister, Kira Dunlap, traveled to Cleveland, Ohio, hoping to gather information. They believed that someone in the city knew something. They wanted to talk to people, check security footage, and find anyone who had seen Karen before she disappeared. When they arrived in Cleveland, they went straight to the neighborhood where Karen's body was found. The house was old, abandoned, and falling apart. No one lived there, and many people in the area did not even know someone had been found inside. Karen's mother and sister went door to door, asking if anyone had seen Karen in the last few weeks. Some people remembered seeing a woman who looked like her, but no one knew why she was there or who she was with. One man who lived nearby said he saw people going in and out of the abandoned house sometimes, but he never called the police because he thought they were just squatters. Another woman said she heard noises from the house a few days before Karen was found, but she did not see who was inside. Karen's mother also went to local businesses to check if there were security cameras facing the street. She asked store owners and gas station workers if they had seen Karen in the area before she went missing. Some agreed to check their footage, but many cameras had already deleted old videos by the time they asked. Since Karen had been missing for weeks before she was found, her family decided to print flyers. Each flyer had Karen's photo, her last known location, and a phone number for anyone with information to call. Karen's sister, Kira, passed out flyers at gas stations, grocery stores, bus stops, and restaurants. She hoped someone would recognize Karen and tell them what happened. Some people took the flyers and asked questions about the case, but no one had clear answers. Her family also gave flyers to Uber and taxi drivers, in case Karen had taken a ride before she went missing. But no driver reported picking her up. Karen's mother and sister realized that finding answers would take money. They needed to pay for a private autopsy to check Karen's real cause of death, hire a private investigator to search for clues the police missed. They started a GoFundMe campaign online. The post explained, Karen's body was found in an abandoned house. Her cause of death is unknown. Her family does not believe she overdosed. They need money to investigate further. The GoFundMe link was shared on social media, news articles, and online forums. Many people donated money because they wanted justice for Karen. Some shared tips in the comments, but none of the leads led to a clear answer. Karen's mother did not trust the police report. She wanted an independent doctor to check Karen's body to confirm or rule out overdose, check for signs of violence or struggle, see if she had any injuries or poison in her system. They contacted private medical examiners who could perform the autopsy, but since it was expensive, they had to wait for more donations before moving forward. Since the police had no suspects, Karen's family wanted a private investigator, PI, to look into the case. A PI could talk to people police ignored, find video footage from businesses or traffic cameras, check Karen's phone records for suspicious calls or messages, track her last known movements in Cleveland. Hiring a PI was also expensive, so they searched for one who could work with the budget they had. Some investigators offered to help at lower costs because they wanted to see justice for Karen. Karen's family continues searching for answers. They believe that someone in Cleveland knows what happened. The private autopsy and investigator may reveal new information, but for now, Karen's death remains a mystery. So far, police have not arrested or named any suspects. They are still investigating by reviewing CCTV footage from bars, hotels, and streets where Karen might have been, checking phone records to see who she last contacted, speaking with people who may have seen her before she disappeared. But no solid leads have been found yet. Police are asking the public for help in solving this case. If anyone saw Karen Dunlap between November 2024 and January 2025, they should report it. Authorities believe that someone may have seen her or knows what happened to her. If you have any information, please contact the Cleveland Police Department at 216-252-7463. If you found this story as gripping and heartbreaking as we did, don't forget to like this video and share it with others. And if you want to hear more true crime stories that uncover the mysteries behind these tragic events, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest stories, updates, and discussions. Thank you for joining us on this journey to seek justice and explore the truth. Together, we can make a difference. Until next time, stay safe and stay aware.